everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is intended to be, however, there is absolutely no guarantee that it will be, a little bit less chaotic than yesterday's video. So I actually wrote a script. I wrote stuff down. Now that doesn't mean that I'll follow it or that I even know what it is. However, it is there, I promise. Really written words and things on the page. So, without yelling again, I did some research on YouTube and what's required. And I found that there is one thing that everybody does. So they all have their intro, which tends to be something like, hi, I'm Rhonda, welcome to my channel. If you like things blue and red and covered in elephants, then I'm your girl. Subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll all be happy. Then, everything on my face will be linked below. Now, these are affiliate links, and this is actually a real disclaimer. These are really affiliate links. If you choose to use them, I do get a small commission. If you do, thank you. Since I got sick, obviously I'm not working at the moment. I'm not working as much as I usually do anyway. And I'm just having a little break. Well, Ollie goes back to school and things are sorted out. And this whole year has been a little bit difficult, I think, for everyone. But yes, they are affiliate links if you do choose to use them. And thank you very, very, very much. Anything that you can do to support creators in this time, I think, is really important. Okay, so creators have an intro, which I haven't got, which I will write. We talk about affiliate links down below. Please support the channel, etc., etc. Commission. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell. Now they also seem to have like intro stuff, like their names scrolling across the screen. Wonderful songs. I'm not going to sing because it's terrible and nobody wants to hear that. But I need a theme song, so I haven't written one. But let's see what we can come up with on the fly. Rhonda's makeup channel is fun. Please come. Please come back. Like, subscribe. Ta-da! Alright, so that was nonsense. And probably completely unnecessary. Okay, so what else does a YouTube channel have to have? So, regular posting. A regular posting schedule. At this point in time, the plan is to post at least 3 times a week. Now, whether I can actually do that or not while I'm posting on my Facebook page, which is, as you know, music oriented, and looking after my child. Children! I have 2 children. Not just 1 children. 2 childrens. One of whom is 5 and he's autistic and requires a lot of attention, which is why sometimes it's easy to say look after my child, but I don't actually mean that. My other child is 14 and very independent. He's starting high school this year and I'm so proud of him. Anyway, I've lost where I was. So plans for the channel going forward. Definitely makeup focused. So despite the fact that this video is scatty, probably makes very little sense. There is actually intended to be a makeup focus, but this is really just a get to know Rhonda in her native environment and in a completely ridiculous capacity, which is my normal way of existence, shall we say. So I'm not a makeup artist. I have no background in makeup. I learnt about makeup out of necessity. When I started my Facebook page, I found that the girls at work were unimpressed with my eyeshadow blending, which I think I mentioned yesterday. And I had no idea that eyeshadow blending was a thing. So I worked really, really hard to even be able to get to this point. So from the perspective of a non-makeup artist who's a little bit older, I'm turning 40 in a month, I think it's something that sometimes is lacking. I mean, we have our amateur sort of makeup people, but they're all really good and they're all really established and they've all really gone and they've learnt. There aren't that many people who are just on that journey. So I'm hoping that I can sort of, I guess, encourage people to try, to experiment, to use colour, to paint your face like it's a canvas. It is an art, and I don't believe that anyone needs to wear makeup. I honestly believe that makeup is something that we should be wearing as a choice, and it should be whatever makeup means to you. Now, to me, it means bright eyes, sparkles, and looking good on camera, which I'm not necessarily always good at. But I don't wear this outside the house. I don't wear this. Just excuse my nails. I did try and fix them again, and then Ollie needed something, and they were wet, and it was a whole thing. And now they're a mess again. But the intent was there, and that and the fact that there's fake tan everywhere. Yeah, so what on earth was I talking about? That's right, I'm not a makeup artist, and I'm hoping to be able to fill that sort of gap. So through doing things like Get Ready With Me, so that you can see how I actually apply this makeup that I'm wearing, and possibly the stuff ups in between. So I'm relatively happy with the look that I've got on today, but there were a few moments which were less than ideal, and a couple of things that I had to fix. So I've recorded a couple of songs today, and I'm quite happy with myself, because 2 is quite good for me. Alright, so I was going to tell you what I've learned about makeup. 1, there is such a thing as makeup brushes. They sell them in pharmacies. They sell them at Sephora. And then you can buy the Fude, really expensive, really cool makeup brushes that you get from places like Beautylish, and I think other places like, I don't know, but the Chikahodo, don't know anymore. I have a couple of Wayne Goss brushes. I would like to grab a couple of Sonia G brushes. Most of my brushes is Zoeva, which is the brand that I first purchased from Sephora when I started, well, basically sent an order for like an eyeshadow palette, some makeup brushes, some foundation, just stuff, contour kit, stuff that I didn't have. So I could start practicing. Yeah, so I learned about that. I learned that makeup brushes are a thing, and that good makeup brushes make a big difference. So my squirrel-haired Wayne Goss brushes, gorgeous, absolutely insane the difference it actually makes to use a brush that you like. So that was a thing that I learned. To go along with that, I also learned that sometimes it's worth spending the money. So eyeshadow palettes are sometimes worth spending the money on. Not all eyeshadow palettes are worth it, but I have found the majority of the Natasha Denona big palettes, I don't have the Tropic palette, which apparently had some issues, are actually really good. And because they are magnetized shadows, it meant that I could pull them all out, stick them on my table. There's quite a lot of them. I've actually got a 28 pan which appears to be all brown mattes, which when you put them all together like that makes you wonder why you've got so many makeup palettes. But you can put them all on the table, muck about with them and rearrange them like singles and come up with something that works for you. So for instance, today I'm not wearing Natasha Denona at all, but I'm wearing Viseart, the blues in the crease, Viseart from the Grand Pro 3. And the shimmer on the lid, which is actually incredible, is from one of the Odin's Eye mini palettes. Hang on. So as you might have guessed, this is a pretty nonsensical, very, very sort of off-the-cuff video, and I do intend to plan videos and make more sense. But for a getting to know you video, I think that it's really important that people actually do get to know you, and me, I don't make much sense. And I don't plan things particularly well. So this is the mini forest palette from the Alva 2 collection. I won't try and say it the way that the people who are actually Swedish say it, but it is beautiful. And I know that Odin's Eye are about to release, I think in a couple of days, they're releasing a new collection and it looks gorgeous. But the blue that I've got on the lid, this one, is just stunning. Look at the sparkle. I've gone off on a complete tangent. I don't know if to even swatch. I had trouble showing swatches yesterday. No, it's not. I think I need to, like, you can see the shimmer, you can see the sparkle, but you can't see the colour, which means that I really need to have a look at my lighting and what I'm doing. At the moment, I think I've just got a lot of light on me, and that was sort of what I was aiming to do, and I don't think that's the best for actually seeing colour. Like, when I look down, I can see the blue. When I hold it up, yeah, not so much. Okay, so other things I've learned in my makeup journey are that primer is a thing, and it's a thing that you use and actually has some value. When I was doing stage makeup, we would always use Sorbelline cream before our moisturiser. What we would do is we would put on our Sorbelline cream, we'd use our pancake, we'd either use these big, thick makeup cream sticks, or we'd use sort of a Max Factor pancake or something similar to that, wet our sponge, and we'd apply multiple layers of a foundation that was 3 or 4 shades too dark for our skin tone, because as I said yesterday, it washed us out. So when I talked to the girls at work about it and said, what on earth is primer? I don't understand what it is. I don't know what it does. Is it like Sorbelline? And their faces were entertaining, and they sort of said, no, it's not like Sorbelline. What on earth are you talking about? Where did you get that from? So that was entertaining. And then I asked them why there was green foundation, and that was even more entertaining. So we had to go and have a look at the little colour correction palettes that we had and the colour correction sticks, and it was explained to me that it wasn't green foundation and that you didn't actually wear green foundation, which was a relief actually, because I mean, I was a bit concerned about why I'd be putting green foundation on my face. So then I learned about colour correction. Never learned to do it. Like, I've got colour correctors here. I have tried in the past to learn how to do it, but honestly, I'm just not that good at it. I can't get it to stick, and I obviously picked the wrong colours, etc, etc, etc. So I learned about colour correctors, and that was entertaining. I think I've kept them all entertained for the past sort of 3 or 4 years with the questions and the bizarre jaw contours. So when I say I don't wear makeup out of the house, occasionally what would happen is I'd be mucking about, I'd be filming, I'd be doing something, and I would be playing with makeup on my face. And when I first sort of started realising that you could contour, I just went so I'd turn up with these overly sort of dramatic contoured looks at work in a pharmacy with like actual beauticians and makeup artists in it who could say, oh my god, what are you doing this time? It's sort of, I didn't have time to take it off because I ran myself late and I needed to do this and I needed to do that. I didn't have time to have a shower, and yeah, so occasionally it would actually end up being worn to work, and that was always funny. Okay, so what else have I learned? Makeup takes practice. You start, everybody starts in the same place. Actually, they don't. Some of my friends are so talented, it's not funny, but I mean, I failed art, literally failed art at school. I've never been able to do anything artistic. And my sister's an artist. Like, she's an artist by profession. She's sort of got art scholarships all through college, all through school. She's incredible. I'm going to say the words. I will try and put a picture up on the screen in the right spot. If it is in the wrong spot, I apologise. I'm really sorry. I'm not very good at it, the editing thing. So I learnt that eyeliner takes practice, makeup takes practice, and that you really do just have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you get your head around it. And I won't say that I'm particularly good at it now, but I feel that I'm a little bit better, that I have a stronger understanding of it. And I can never use just my eyeshadow palette. They're always, like, to do a look for Instagram, I will actually have to get out said eyeshadow palette, make sure that it's the only one that's on my desk, and that I can't possibly just grab, I'd like a brown from here and a yellow from here, and I want this orange, and yeah, completely, I've just gone off on a complete tangent. The other thing I discovered, and that this was a complete surprise, is I talk about the fact that I got ill, and it's caused some issues with me working. But long before that, it caused some issues with me performing. I haven't performed live on stage since 2010. I think it was the 31st of October 2010. And, well, that was the last time. What happened after that was I had a full neurological breakdown, and I lost a lot of strength in all of my muscles, all my skeletal muscles. But what was really problematic is I lost strength in my intercostals, which meant that I was now an inconsistent performer. So if somebody, say, wanted to book me for Thursday, there's no guarantee I'll be able to breathe on Thursday well enough to sing. So I had to get used to the fact that I couldn't perform, I couldn't work in that area. I mean, I was still a working pharmacist, but it wasn't my passion. So getting used to something like that, it's a massive thing. And somebody says you can't sing, and then when you can sing, you can't sing your old repertoire. So all of the arias that I've worked so hard on over my life, I can't sing them. I mean, I could never get on stage and sing an operatic role for 3 hours like I used to be able to. So it was a bit of a shock, and I've forgotten where I'm going. Does anyone remember? Neurological disease. So there are some issues that go along with it, and one of them can be that I can find it very difficult to focus on anything and to do anything because there'll be pain, or there'll be difficulty breathing, or just something that completely throws me off. And what I've found is that if I just get my makeup brushes out and play, I feel better. It helps me focus, it helps me concentrate, and I found it's a really, really, really useful therapeutic outlet. So I'm going to turn my page. Oh, there's stuff written on this page too. So the things I had written on this page, I think I've already talked for 20 minutes, and I could probably edit a couple of things out, but I won't edit that much out. Stage makeup, I talked a little bit about what we did back then. So full pancake face of makeup, no contouring, no bronzer. We did use blush, really red lipstick, and really, really heavy eyes. But that was it. So, and I mentioned yesterday that I discovered that we have lipsticks and things that work and that stay on, and it's just incredible. Like, the day that I discovered that liquid lipsticks didn't transfer was a complete revelation. But now I do have some favourite products. So I really like the Lipophoria from Natasha Denona. Hang on, there is a child crashing into the door. There's a child headed to the shower. Ollie's having a shower. Ollie goes back to school tomorrow, so we've got to wash our hair, and I'm hoping he will let me cut said hair. Ollie has autism, and sometimes things that are particularly, I don't know, sensory, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like having his hair brushed, he doesn't like having his hair washed, but he really, really hates having his hair cut. So having a haircut is going to be really interesting. So other favourite products that, well, this has actually got water in it, but MAC Fix Plus with water, not MAC Fix Plus. The Fenty Gloss Bomb I really love. I talked about the Kosas tinted face oil that was complete revelation yesterday. The by Terry Hyaluronic Hydro Powder is a recent discovery, and it makes my pores go away. They're gone. I've never had anything do that before. I didn't even know there was such a thing as pores, to be honest, but I learned that we have pores. It's really funny. I have a degree in a healthcare field and I work in a healthcare field, but if there aren't drugs that interact with that particular part of the body, I don't know anything about it. So, I mean, neurology, we know we have basics, but we actually have very, very, very few treatments. So those that we have are very specific and they're focused in very specific directions. So it wasn't an area that I was particularly familiar with. And I mean, I've worked as a hospital pharmacist for years. I've worked on a number of wards. I've worked in emergency ICU, cardiology, CCU, general medical. Like, goodness. And I've worked as a pharmacy manager in a hospital pharmacy, but what I've never done is worked on a neurology unit. So it was a bit scary, and it has nothing to do with pores. This video is completely scatty, and scatterbrained is a really good description of me. I'm not particularly good at being really attentive to detail. I mean, you can see my nails. I'm hopeless at actually painting them. I'm not so great at all of the beauty stuff, drying my hair, straightening my hair, wearing makeup every day. But I have fun, and having fun is what I'm hoping to be able to communicate to everybody else. That's what I'm hoping I can bring through my channel. So I want to bring fun to makeup. I want to bring fun to learning about makeup when you are in your 30s or 40s, because a lot of us don't wear makeup in our teens or don't wear makeup until we think that we need it, and then we go to put it on and it looks awful and cakey, and what's a powder, and why would you put a powder on your face? Like, it didn't make any sense. So, as I say, pharmacy work, so we had lots of testers and free stuff and stuff floating around. So, I mean, I could always sort of grab a powder and chuck it on, and all powders are the same, obviously. And, yeah, didn't know about setting spray, and, yeah, I've gone off on another tangent. So, to finish this video, I'm just going to say goodbye. I apologise for the random scatterbrained nature. I shall attempt to write a more intelligent script. And I shall attempt to film tomorrow whilst Ollie is at school and there is light. There's still a bit of light, but not so much light. So for now, I'm signing off. This is Rhonda out. I don't have an outro. I don't have an intro. So I'm just going to say goodbye.